Can we talk to you? A knight.
I have great respect for the Wardens, unless they're from Orlais.
Yes. Yes, let's pick on the French people. Yes. I think some of the characters here are obviously British. That's something I always say in Bioware games. I was thinking about that. I can't remember why, but I mentioned it in my Mass Effect Let's Play that I said Turians were British.
Sorry, the main army camp is off limits for you right now.
Oh, okay. Can I just try and walk in?
Sorry, the main army camp is off limits for you right now.
Okay, I can't just walk in. Boo! I shall loot his stuff. Anything worth? Ah, not really worth it. No. I know that's a quest, and it annoys me, because it's like, why would... I'm a nobleman. Why would I go and talk to him? So I shan't. Which bothers me a little, because I feel like I should.
Hear the prayers of your sons and daughters. We
Ooh,
who betrayed
tipping.
your prophet Andraste now beg your forgiveness. Do not abandon us in our darkest hour. Watch over the valiant King Kaelin and guide him as he faces this terrible evil. Watch over Terran Loghain and give him the wisdom to bring us victory against the Scourge of Shadow. Watch over Ferelden, the homeland of Holy Andraste. Keep her people safe from the Darkspawn. Let us bow our heads and offer prayers to the Maker, that he might find us worthy.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Hello, you.
Greetings, young man. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud.
You know Duncan?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
I am Geharis Kusland.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
It's not luck but skill that will save us. I remember hearing about Napoleon, and whenever someone suggested he promote someone to be a general, he would never ask, are they any good? He would ask, are they lucky? Just interesting aside. So will you be fighting beside the king?
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines.
Oh, wonderful.
Not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play.
Indeed we do.
To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
Do you know much about Darkspawn?
Some. Do you? Do you know about the connection between them and the Fade, for example?
Oh, because that's just what we were reading about, wasn't it? Because people actually physically went into where you dream, so that's the Fade. I know the Fade is where you go when you dream.
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
Right. So Darkspawn just dream spirits? No, that's... Yeah, I've heard that. Didn't something bad happen there?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
Yeah, we've just read that. Thanks. I've heard that story before. I have. I've just read it.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
Right. Don't you have any proper advice? No, I'm all alone. I don't want to be... I don't know. It's like, I mean, I've had a few days to think about it. And it's kind of... I'm all alone. And I've got no one... I mean, Fergus, but... I mean, where is he? I mean, he's been gone for ages, and... Yeah, there's this one that they're sending out, and that keeps changing. Maybe because they think it's dangerous, or because they're looking for Fergus, or oh, I don't know. So I don't think Geras is going to be aggressive, because I need as many friends as I can get. I need to not irritate people. And then when Kaelin wins, we'll go and take on Old Howe. I don't want to end up irritating everyone and they turn on me. So, well, it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Probably. Ooh, new Codex. Wynne. We get to read about her in this world. I will not lie motionless in a bed, with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. Wynne's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. Ooh, a healer. She was well liked by all her mentors, and was recognised as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter Irving's successor, someone we haven't met yet. But she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the tower of King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar. Oh, we have things. Have I missed things? Ooh, I have missed things. The Fade. The study of the Fade is as old as humankind. For so long as man has dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, sometimes catching a glimpse of the city at its heart, always as close as our own thoughts, but impossibly separated from our own world. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map the terrain of the Fade, an ultimately futile endeavour, although portions of it belonged to powerful spirits. All of the Fade is in I've put the wrong space. Right. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fade is in constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the disparate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords, as well as cataloguing a few hundred types of spirits before they were forced to abandon the project. The relationship of dreamers to the Fade is complex. Even when entering the Fade through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. The spirits who dwell there, however, can, and as the Chantry teaches us... Wait, what? Can, and as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. That sentence is horribly constructed. The spirits who dwell there, however, can... the spirits who dwell there can... The great flaw of the spirits is that they haven't... Yeah, what can they do? Oh, right. Mortals are not able to control or affect it. The spirits who dwell there, however, can. As the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. Okay, so you've got one sentence with two clauses which refer to completely separate things. That's just irritating me. It's bad grammar. They create what they see through their sleeping visitors. Building elaborate copies of our cities, people, and events which, like the reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack context or life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals, and build their realms with no other ambition than to taste life. From Tranquility and the Role of the Fade in Human Culture, by First Enchanter Josephus. Oh, right, I see. That's where that came from. Culture and history, we have two. The Grey Wardens. The First Blight had already raged for 90 years. The world, it was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weishaupt fortress in the desolate Anderfels, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weishaupt, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no longer. They were the Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight. striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains they met the archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting, but Dumat fell and the Darkspawn fled back underground. But even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zazekel, Toth, Andoral, Razikael, Lusican, and Urthamael. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting, and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. The Korcari Wilds. What do we know about this place? These are quite long, some of them. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors, and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Alamari people stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the Dark Forest on the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves, he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbour a demon inside, and thus be a werewolf in disguise. Ugh. For 20 years, the forest rang with screams, and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blades. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said that they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arlings stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korcari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forest as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands, and the wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive, and yet the chastened eke out an existence even there, and they tell of horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korcari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders by Mother Alis, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. What interesting notes do we have? Feast... alright. No, not relevant. And then how to use controls. And just like Mass Effect, I will be ignoring the tutorial part of the Codex. He tells us to go away. I know that much. Someone called Daveth. Tranquil dude.
Welcome, young man.
Who are you?
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
You speak strangely. Why is that?
Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared?
With great power comes great responsibility. No, that doesn't make sense. Because magic is powerful and dangerous, and it is.
It is dangerous beyond its power. Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily, and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
I like the Tranquil, actually. I like the voices, because it's not a complete monotone, because a complete monotone isn't that off-putting. And part of why this comes into my head is it reminds me slightly of the original Cybermen. They're not monotone. Their voices do modulate in pitch. But it's not natural. It seems like the Tranquil are... They know they should emphasize words, and they know that they should modulate their tone to give a sense of emotion, but they don't understand it. Like, it's... Which is wonderful, because it makes their voice sound slightly more off than if it was just a flat monotone. There is slight deviations. At least I hope so, and I'm not just making something up. Perhaps they should Tranquil all mages then. No! Wynne is a healer. I think that's probably a good thing. Sounds like a horrid practice. No, it doesn't. It sounds like a horrible practice, because horrid isn't a proper word. Sorry. Like, I hate that. Horrid. No. Almost as bad as rout. Ugh. Sorry. Now, I shall stop there before I start ranting about American pronunciations. It's like, how is someone made tranquil?
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
Good, there was modulation. I do feel badly for you to lose everything about you. Well, not everything.
You do? I feel nothing. As the name suggests, my existence is quite peaceful. I am alive, productive, and no danger to anyone. Surely that is not a terrible thing. Perhaps we may speak of something else. Do you need assistance?
It still sounds quite horrible. It's just basically, no. You're not going to have the same emotions you are. No, you're not going to be good at what you used to be. It's brainwashing to an extent. Oh yeah, he did mention enchantment. Do I really want to talk about that though? No, I'll go.
Goodbye.
Yeah, he's creeping me out a little bit. Codex about the Tranquil. The Tranquil are the least understood but most visible members of the Circle. Every city of respectable size boasts a circle of Magi's shop, and every one of these shops is run by a Tranquil proprietor. The name is a misnomer, for they are not tranquil at all. Rather, they are like inanimate objects that speak. That sounds horrible. If a table wished to sell you an enchanted penknife, it would pass as one of these people. Their eyes are expressionless, their voice is monotone, they're not, the tone changes. Incomparable craftsmen they might be, but they are hardly the sort of mages to put ordinary folk at ease. Indeed. I'm not sure, actually, Kyrus might have interacted with Tranquil, because he may have gone into magic shops previously.